Cover story, Time Magazine, June 15, 2015, shows a fishing hook stuck through a little white pill, and the text says they're the most powerful painkillers ever invented, and they're creating the worst addiction crisis in America that's ever been seen. Okay? And then you go into the article. It's very, very scary. And the first thing is a little map of the continental United States and Alaska, and then they color code the areas that have the most prescriptions for these opioid prescriptions. And, of course, the worst places are the old Confederate states up and down the eastern seaboard, and then you're looking at Utah and Idaho and Arizona and the state of Oregon. Okay? The places that have the fewest prescriptions are California. That's interesting. And then Wyoming, Colorado, South Dakota, Minnesota, Illinois. That's surprising. And New York State. Surprising. Okay? And then another little pie chart here. The proportion of global morphine consumption. The United States is 56%. Europe is 28%. Canada is 6%. Australia, New Zealand, 3%. Japan, 0.8%. And Africa, 1%. Okay? They don't even list China and so forth. Now, what they're talking about is 8,000 people die a year from heroin addiction or overdoses. And in a 2006 study by the Institute of Medicine, published in every newspaper in America, they said each year, because of just decimal point errors of prescription drugs, there's 1.5 million fatalities and permanent injuries every year in America just from prescription decimal point problems. Now, the reason why the opioid thing and the heroin thing is so dangerous is because as the doctors begin to cut people off of their painkillers because the source of pain is gone, people are addicted, and so they start going to somebody else's medicine cabinet, and when that doesn't pan out, they start going to street dealers, and they overdose and they kill themselves. Okay? And so this is very, very scary. Now, we do know, back in 1990, Lucian LePay from Harvard Medical School, Department of Public Health, said that 52% of licensed medical doctors in America are addicted on alcohol, street drugs, and prescription drugs, and they're on these drugs and intoxicated when they come into work every day, 52%. That's why there's 15 million people who are killed, injured, and infected by medical doctors each year in their workplace, in hospitals and clinics. Now, I want you to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, my new DVD, Somebody Needs to Go to Jail, and my new CD, Public Enemy Number 1. And it goes into the history of all the thousands of failed medical theories, okay, each century, and the 20th century and 21st century is no different. And one of the probably the biggest, expensive failed theories is that prescription drugs will solve our health problems. We got the best medical care system in the world. Well, how come third world countries who don't have prescriptions, who don't have these opioid drugs, who don't have doctors, emergency services, clinics and hospitals, don't have insurance, government or private, they have 40 times 100-year-olds we do. They have 100-year-old per 250 of their population. We Americans have 100-year-old per 10,000. Obviously, the medical system is failing us on one hand, and they're turning the American people into an ATM machine. All they have to do is get you addicted on opioids, okay? And, you know, they list the common ones, okay? The common ones, of course, are, let's see here, OxyContin. Here we go. Let's see, we're looking at hydrocodone, which is Vicodin, hydromorphone, which is Dilaudid, meperidine, which is Demerol, and then methadone, which is Dolophine, morphine, which is Roxanol, oxycodone, which is OxyContin, and Percocet, and oxymorphone, which is Opana. Okay? Again, I urge you to get a hold of my newest book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the new DVD, Somebody Needs to Go to Jail, Public Enemy Number 1, the CD. Now, these don't replace Dead Doctors Don't Lie, but they're kind of a companion book, kind of a set, because, you know, Dead Doctors Don't Lie came out 20 years ago, and the truth is still the truth. It's kind of like the Bible. The truth is still the truth. The value of the truth in Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book, the DVD, the CD, is invaluable. But there's a lot of things happen. There's more proof of what was said in Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book, the DVD, and the CD. since 1992 when they came out, 1997 when they came out. And so, you're looking at almost 20 years, and as a result, there has to be a 20-year update simply because there's more information that just supports everything that was said in the Dead Doctors Don't Lie series. Again, the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Disease Transmission. Somebody Needs to Go to Jail, the DVD. Public Enemy #1, the CD. Remember, there's thousands of failed medical theories every century. And, of course, the 20th century, 21st century is no different. Don't forget, we're talking about genetics. We're talking about cholesterol. We're talking about pharmaceuticals. We're talking about these things. That the medical system became our source of health, right? Well, it has become our source of early death, shorter lifespans, and a miserable existence. And, of course, medical doctors are part of the deal because they have made America an addicted nation. Shame on them. They should all go to jail like all drug dealers. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Do certain foods cause you to bloat or experience gas? Do you wake up in the middle of the night with heartburn? Are you forced to sleep on piles and piles of pillows to cut down on heartburn? Have you been diagnosed with acid reflux or gastroesophageal reflux disease? If any of these describes you, then you've got digestive problems. I was awakened with heartburn almost every night for over 20 years. Then I heard Dr. Wallach and realized all of the antacids I'd been using were actually part of the problem. My stomach acid wasn't too strong. It wasn't strong enough. So I started taking the ultimate enzymes from Longevity. Now all of the heartburn, belching, and bloating are gone, and I can sleep through the night without piling on the pillows. And I'm back to eating the spicy foods I love. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Virtually every sector of the economy has slowed to a snail's pace. Huge publicly traded companies are laying off thousands of employees. Believe it or not, even the government is letting people go. However, one business industry is thriving, and that's healthcare. Pharmaceutical and health insurance companies are posting record profits in a near-depression economy. Americans are sicker than ever, and those companies are profiting like never before. You too can get involved in healthcare for just a one-time sign-up fee. Longevity is building an army of associates dedicated to saving America. Dr. Joel Wallach has educated thousands of people on the concept of do-it-yourself healthcare. With a little education, much of what is done in a doctor's office can be done simply and safely at home. Join Longevity and help save America. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I thought we'd talk about hospital costs, as I have a Fox News story here headlined, "At these hospitals, prepare to pay markups of 900% or more." Say Americans pay higher prices for health care for a number of reasons. One is that some hospitals charge rates far higher than normal. Why? Because they can. Gerard Anderson, a professor in health policy and management at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, and a co-authored a study with G. Bai, an assistant professor of accounting at Washington and Lee University. This was all published in the journal Health, and they say that compared to hospitals, they compared hospitals as so-called charge masters, lists of procedure codes and corresponding prices with costs that Medicare will allow for the procedures using allowable charges under Medicare as a stand-in for the costs. The researchers found that hospitals, 46 owned by nonprofit companies, had list prices for procedures with as much as 1,260% markups, or 12.6 times the hospital's cost. They say the top 4 hospitals, cost to charge ratios was 1,250% or 1,260%. Those were North Okaloosa Medical Center in Florida, CarePoint Health Band Hospital in New Jersey, Bayfront Health at Brooksville in Florida, and Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center in Kentucky. Of the 50 hospitals, 20 were operating in Florida, and a lot of them were also operating in the greater Philadelphia area. And according to Anderson, he says, and this is where I think you are kind of vindicated, he says, there are no market forces, no regulatory forces to keep prices down. Nobody is telling them that they can't. The compiled information hasn't been publicly available, so they haven't been shamed. Which is something you've been talking about for a number of years, how this is an unregulated, self-governing type of industry. There's nobody really overseeing it, and they just are running willy-nilly all over the American people. So the markup over baseline costs found most often in the study was 240%. A group of 50 hospitals used markups ranging from 920% to 1,260%. If a surgery costs $10,000 to perform, these hospitals would charge anywhere from $92,000 to $126,000. Average markup, as opposed to the most common one, was 340%. In 1984, the average was 135%. And they say these were places like Community Health Systems and Hospital Corporation of America. And when they tried to get them to comment on these, HCA responded saying uninsured patients are eligible for free care through our charity care program, or they receive uninsured discounts similar to the discounts private insurance plans get. And Community Hospital Health System wrote, Medicare and Medicaid determine the rates they will pay for our services, and those rates don't always cover the cost of providing care. Also noted that the study was based on data that was approximately 3 years old. So once again, the old shuffle sidestep to try to, look over here, don't look at what we're doing. I just found that unconscionable.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the medical system in America became a protected monopoly, self-policing, no oversight by any other agency in 1914 when the Flexner Report was published. And it got worse about the 1920s when the health insurance really got strong. And they had laws passed in every state which required insurance companies only to pay medical doctors, no other health providers. And so as a result, they became a protected monopoly, and the government drives everybody to them. It's just a crazy system, but thank you for bringing that up, bringing it to date. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way, and dead doctors don't lie for these messages.
Fish has been thought of as a brain food for eons, but it's not the fish that's key. It's actually the essential fatty acids, EFAs, or omega-3s found in fish, called essential because they're necessary for good health and your body can't make them. So they must be consumed through diet or supplementation. Longevity has developed the perfect supplement in SmartFX, an acronym for Sustained Memory and Retrieval Time, a concentration of DHA and EPA, both members of the omega-3 family, supporting neural path function and cardiovascular health for optimal mental concentration, awareness, focus, and agility. If you've got a mentally demanding career, you're a student crunching for the big test, or just want to maintain health for a sense of well-being, try SmartFX from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
With increasing rates of osteoporosis, it's becoming more and more evident that most Americans have low blood levels of calcium. Some would say,
I get all the calcium I need from dairy products.
Unfortunately, that's just not true. Besides, most dairy products are homogenized and can contain steroids and antibiotics that kill off good bacteria in the digestive system. Not to mention, the human body needs magnesium to make use of dietary calcium. That's why Longevity developed OsteoFX Plus, containing bioavailable plant-derived forms of vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and glucosamine sulfate. OsteoFX Plus is formulated to support healthy bones and joints. Not to mention, OsteoFX Plus tastes great, unlike other products that taste like chalk or dirt. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Fresno, California. And Steve, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Steve, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I'm just calling in and giving a progress report.
Okay.
I called in a couple weeks ago and had insomnia and then constipation for about 5 months. And I've also been on a gluten-free diet for 7 months.
Okay, good.
And so, and that's kind of when the constipation started. But I did get the herbal rainforest and the Quanta water, and I have been having 2 bowel movements a day. And I also increased the amount of cooked vegetables that I eat, but not when I'm taking the nutrients, not at those meals.
You're keeping the phytates down. That's very good.
And however, I'm still having the problems with the insomnia. And I would like to discuss the results from my hair analysis that I received from your office, if that's all right.
Sure.
So I did notice one of the big things that stood out to me was I have a high level of vanadium.
Okay. And when was this hair analysis taken?
So did this May 27th.
Okay. Now, were you on the longevity products at that time?
Yes,
And how?
Yeah, go ahead.
For how long before you had the hair analysis?
I'd been taking the Beyond Tangerine for probably years, like 3-4 years, and I started taking the OsteoFX and EFAs about 7 months ago.
Yeah, were you taking any other supplements before you took the Beyond Tangerine?
I might have.
Okay.
Might.
Yeah, the odds are you're getting a source of vanadium from somewhere. Okay. And of course, do you live on a farm where you're drinking well water, or are you drinking community water?
No, I'm in the city, but at one time I did live in an area where I was drinking off of someone's well.
Yeah, one of the remote possibilities is, or you're getting water from a place where it had a lot of vanadium in the water, but also from supplements is usually the place where you're going to get the vanadium. It's not common in foods, unfortunately. But is it in the middle or is it in the toxic zone?
It's high. It's almost at the top of the chart.
Yeah. Okay. Give us a call in 2 weeks and let us know how the sleep is going, and then I have other things for you. We'll be back after these messages.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewable, and besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.
This is the ZBS Radio Network.
All right, let's head to Ontario, Canada, and Bernadette, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Bernadette. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. First, I want to thank you. You were in Toronto, and I asked you about bloating, and you said peppermint oil and enzyme, and the bloating went away in 2 weeks. So I want to thank you.
Well, congratulations. Thank you.
My question for today is about diabetes. My mother, she was a diabetic for so many years, and she died a diabetic. My older sister, she's now 65. She has been a diabetic for many years, and she's now 65, and she's now injecting insulin. And my older brother also, he's taking diabetic pills as a prevention because they all believe that it's all genetics. And after what happened to my mom and my younger sister, she's so scared of getting the diabetes.
Sure.
So
okay.
I want to ask you specifically, like for my sister who's already injecting insulin, how to help her.
Okay. Well, first of all, Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Is type 2 diabetes, which makes up 98% of the diabetic population, is it genetic or nutritional deficiency disease?
It's a nutritional deficiency, absolutely.
Okay, very good. Now, what would you do for Bernadette's younger sister who's not yet a diabetic, but she's scared because everybody else in her family has it? And what would you do for her older sister who's 65, who also has diabetes? What would you do for these ladies?
I'd get them on a healthy blood sugar pack.
Okay, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. Right. And then, of course, check their blood sugar before they medicate themselves each morning, whether it's injectable insulin or tablets. And the fact that you have generations here, the fact that you have your mother and then all your sisters and yourself are concerned, obviously, what kind of diet do they need to be on? Need to remove what out of their diet?
The gluten-free diet, for sure.
Oh, yeah, gluten-free diet, absolutely. Absolutely, gluten-free, no wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats. They can get their calories if they want to from vegetables, as you say, with yourself, steamed vegetables, lots of steamed vegetables, and stay away from anything with sugar in them. They can avoid the fruit, no dried fruit, no fresh fruit, no fruit juices. You can get everything you need from vegetables you get from fruit without the sugar danger. And again, it's 1 healthy blood sugar pack, as Shar says, per 100 pounds of body weight. And even for the young sister who does not have it yet, both Char and I have been taking essentially the healthy blood sugar pack. Char's been taking it for 25 years. I've been taking it for 68 years. And as a result, we don't have type 2 diabetes. And you can prevent it because it's not genetic. It's a simple nutritional deficiency disease. And you can do your own blood sugar test. You don't need to go to a doctor to do those. They can do their own blood sugar test. Just go to the pharmacy, get a hold of that book, Let's Play Doctor, and it teaches you what the numbers all mean. But you go to a pharmacy without a prescription, get the test strips for blood test, for blood sugar, and everything else you can get. I think there's a blood test out now also for A1C hemoglobin, which is kind of a 3-month sort of compilation, gives you some sense. And then, if there's any questions, give us a call. But just follow the numbers in that book, Let's Play Doctor, and use the healthy blood sugar pack, as Char says, and the diabetes will disappear out of your family. It's that simple. Thank you for the positive feedback, Bernadette. Back after these messages.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. Let's head to Yakima, Washington. And Sharon, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Sharon, you're on the air.
Oh, hello. Thank you for this privilege of being able to talk to you.
Well, you're very kind. Very kind.
Yeah,
How can we help you?
It's true. It's true. I've been taking your vitamins, Healthy Body Pack 2.0 for about 4 months, and then I switched to the Anti-Aging Healthy Body Pack 2.0. So I've taken your product for about 8 months.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, but, a few years back I started losing weight, and I've lost about 35 or so pounds. And I'm 5'8" tall, and I weigh 118 pounds, and I'm just skinny and sickening. And I don't know what's the matter. Of course, I moved in with my sister. She's ill, and so it was stress. That was a stress thing for me. But I've lost more weight, I think, in the last few months even.
Okay. Let me ask you some questions. Do you have any history of respiratory problems? Any asthma, bronchitis?
No, nothing. And I don't take any products. I don't take any kind of prescriptions. Never have my whole life. Nothing.
Okay, good. No skin problems. No eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis.
No.
No bowel problems. Not. No. Okay, good. All right, Shar, how would you help this lady gain some weight? 5'8". I'd like to see her weigh 140, maybe 145, 150, and so 118 is a little bit slim. So how would you help her healthily gain weight?
I would have her do the shakes and put whipping cream in them and eggs. That'll make her gain weight.
Yep. Okay, Char's exactly right. 2 of our shakes a day. This is in addition to your regular meals. All right. And this means you want to make your shakes instead of with water. If you make it with water, it's going to be a weight loss program. Once you make our Slender Effect shakes, make it with heavy whipping cream, and also make it with 4 eggs for each serving. So it'll be 8 eggs a day, 4 at breakfast, 4 at dinner time, and 8 ounces of the heavy whipping cream, or half and half. Either one will work. All right. And then weigh yourself, obviously, once a week. And let's see here. It won't hurt to throw in one other thing in addition to the anti-aging pack. I would throw in the HGH. Get 1 bottle of HGH per month. Take 6 of those at bedtime with a glass of water, and that's going to help you with your whole body kind of building itself. Okay, it's going to be a very positive effect because it's going to engage all the various hormones and things. Oh, by the way, you had no surgery, no hysterectomies, nothing like that?
No, nothing. I've never had surgeries. No.
Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. Well, yeah, just add the HGH to what you're doing and do the shake, Slender Effect shake twice a day. Add 4 eggs to each serving and make it with heavy whipping cream or half and half rather than water. And then call us in 2 weeks and 4 weeks and 6 weeks, and we'll walk you through this. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Michigan. And Denise, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Denise, you're on the air. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Thanks
for taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling regarding my son. He's 40 years old, 5'8", 290 pounds. He was diagnosed 10 years ago with MS. It's considered progressive at this point. They'd stopped all medicine. He was getting IV steroids every other month, and now he's just taking Avonox once a month. I am, and U of M a couple years ago really said it's to slow down the progression, and he really didn't need to continue taking that, but I think it's like holding on to something psychologically for him. Okay.
Sure.
His main things, as far as he has about every MS symptom, of course, but fatigue is, of course, overwhelming with that disease, and his chronic pain also, kind of a tightening generalized spasm.
Okay.
So they have him on, finally, they progressed to putting him on Norco, which he takes probably 2 to 3 times, your opiate. And then also they allow him to have Xanax because he gets kind of agitated, irritable.
Sure. Okay, well, let's stop there for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop there for a minute. I'm getting the picture. Okay, well, first of all, he's 100 pounds overweight, and that probably has something to do with all the steroids they were giving him. And let's see here. What would you do for this guy, Shar? He's got MS. He's 100 pounds overweight, got fatigue and all the other sort of symptoms that go along with chronic progressive multiple sclerosis. What would you do for this young fella, 40 years old?
Okay, you said he weighed 290 pounds?
290 pounds.
Okay.
He's 100 pounds overweight.
I would give him 3. He needs 3 healthy. I would give him 3 healthy brain and heart packs. 3 healthy brain and heart packs.
Okay.
To start.
And okay, that'd be very good. And what would you do for his diet?
We get him on a gluten-free diet immediately. And
Good.
For the weight loss, he could take the ASAP.
Okay. Very good. So Char's exactly correct. We need to get all the bad stuff out of his diet because it's the bad stuff that's causing the problems, including if he's on any statin drugs. He needs to get off the statin drugs immediately, okay, because the part of the brain that's damaged when you have MS is the myelin, the white matter of the brain, the insulation material in the brain, which is 75% of the brain weight and is made up almost 100% cholesterol. So we're going to have him go ahead and have 3 healthy brain and heart packs, as Shar said, per month, a full dose of everything at breakfast, a full dose of everything at lunch, a full dose of everything at dinner time. He also needs the ASAP. I'd get 2 bottles a month of the ASAP and let him take a dropper full under his tongue 30 minutes for each meal and a second dropper full under his tongue 15 minutes for each meal. And he'll begin to lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. Sometimes he'll lose as much as 4 pounds a day. And that's safe because he's taking all these nutrients. Then we also are going to need him to eat. I'd have him at 290 pounds. I'd have him eat. How many eggs would you give him, Shar?
Oh, boy, at least 10 to 12.
Yep, anywhere. Yeah, I'd go even higher. I'd go 12 to 18 eggs a day. We need to replace that damaged myelin in his brain. Also, I would throw in the immortalium to encourage stem cells to kind of help rebuild the brain. And I would go ahead and make his, I'd give him 2 servings a day of the Slender Effect shake and just make it out of milk. I'd go ahead and make it out of milk as opposed to water, but just 2% milk or skim milk, all right, and to make it with milk rather than just water, because I do want him to have more fat for the brain, okay? And let's go that direction, and give us a call every couple of weeks. We want to know how much he weighs. We want to know how his fatigue is going, and he needs to stay away from all the bad stuff. No fried foods. You got to get rid of all the free radicals out of his life, which is causing the lesions in the brain typical of MS, little lima bean-sized lesions. No fried foods, no processed meats or nitrates, nitrites. That means no deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, Spam. Absolutely no oils. That means no margarines, no mayonnaise, no salad dressings, no olive oil, no coconut oil, because they oxidize, turn into trans fatty acids, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamines, which are worse than anything Dow Chemical or Monsanto can make, and they cause free radical damage to anything sensitive, including the brain. So he's got to get rid of all that out of his diet. And, of course, when I say in Char and I say no gluten, this includes his spouse. This includes dog, cat, bird, fish, mother-in-law, yourself, anybody living in the house with them or coming over frequently. Everybody must be gluten-free, maximize his absorption of nutrients, but we want to keep his calories down. Lots of vegetables, but eggs, absolutely no fried foods and processed meats, no oils, no gluten. Okay, we'll be back for more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way after these messages.
If you're up several times every night to go to the bathroom, have frequent urination during the day, feel like you have to urinate but then have difficulty getting a stream going, have leaking, dribbling, or urgency to the point a restroom must always be nearby, you may have an enlarged prostate. According to the National Kidney Foundation, by age 60, more than half of all men have an enlarged prostate, or BPH. By age 85, that number is 90%, according to the American Urological Association. Ultimate ProstFX from Longevity has been developed for nutritional support of the prostate gland. ProstFX promotes prostate health and supports healthy prostate function. Stop sprinting to the restroom and avoid those embarrassing moments with ProstFX from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or the metabolic syndrome, and you're tired of seeing your blood glucose levels rise and fall like a ship on the ocean, but you don't want to take those drugs the rest of your life, Longevity has an alternative. A product called Sweeties has been developed just for you. Used as part of your regular diet, Sweeties helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, a formulation specially designed to nutritionally assist your body with the regulation of your blood sugar level. Sweeties supports healthy glucose metabolism because it's fortified with aspartic acid, chromium, and vanadium, all to help you promote healthy blood sugar levels. If you want to get off those drugs and control your blood sugar metabolism naturally, try Longevity's Sweeties product. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Arkansas. And Jerry, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Jerry, you're on the air.
Oh, hi there.
Yes, sir. We only have a few moments, so, get right to the question, please, sir.
Okay. I have a dad that's 84 years old. He's got prostate cancer. He just started chemotherapy last week, and he's totally not going to go back and do any more of that. He's 280 pounds, and I ordered for him already the Triple Treat chocolates, 100-pack, Ocean Gold, and Selenium. But I need to know what else I need to...
okay, is he taking the 90?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay, well,
we just started on that, though.
Okay, now is he taking the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, or is he taking the Healthy Start Packs?
Just the Healthy Start Pack.
And you're giving him the Selenium and the Ocean's Gold, okay? Now, 280 pounds. Shar, how many of the Healthy Start Packs would you give Jerry's dad?
3.
Absolutely, exactly right. You give him 3, so you'd have a full dose of everything at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There would be 1 ounce of the Osteo at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's imperative for him to also get all the bad stuff out of his diet. And, Char, I'm going to let you run down the bad stuff. Go ahead and let everybody know that you know that. What's all the bad stuff?
All the bad stuff is no salad oil, no canola oil, no margarine, no olive oil, no coconut oil, no burnt animal fat, no meat with nitrates or nitrites. That's pretty much most of it.
Well, what about fried foods? What about fried foods?
Oh, no fried food. I thought I said that. No fried food, of course.
And what about gluten?
It's better to get on a gluten-free diet. I tell people to get on a gluten-free diet even if they don't have a problem, because there's this useless calories. All it does is makes people fat.
Yeah, and how tall is your dad, Jerry?
He's about
I'm sorry, did you say 6 foot?
6'1", yeah.
6'1", yeah. So he's maybe 75 to 100 pounds overweight, depending on his build. And so it'll be very good, as Shar says, get him off of gluten. He can live on steamed vegetables and eggs, not fried. They can be poached with soft yolk, soft scrambled in butter. He can have a piece of red meat the size of a deck of cards, roast beef, hamburgers, steak, that kind of stuff, once a day. Eggs twice a day. That's good for his immune system. And how many ORIC points would you put him on, Shar?
100,000 or more a day.
Yeah, and what are 2 ways he can get the ORIC points?
The triple treat chocolate, which tastes really great. Everybody loves it. And the Cell Shield RTQ.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, a minimum of 6 of the triple treat chocolate a day. Guy his side, he could take 6 or 8 triple treats a day. Get a box of 100. And then, of course, you want to get him also so he can take a break. For he's allergic to chocolate, get the Cell Shield RTQ. I'd get him on at least 5 of those capsules twice a day. And that's going to get his ORIC points over 100,000, which supports the immune system. And give us a call, on a regular basis. Let us know how he's doing, and we can walk you guys through this. Yeah, a lot of people today, once they have their first chemotherapy, they say, I ain't going to do that again. Because chemotherapy does kill cancer cells, but it also kills all the normal cells, too. That's why people feel so bad when they get chemotherapy. So call us every couple of weeks, if you would, Jerry. Let us know your dad's weight, how he's doing, how his energy is going. And anytime he might go to the doctor and get some kind of status report, give us a call and let us know that. Okay, Doug, how much time we got?
About 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take it and remind everybody about my new book out, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic 3 Transmission, my new DVD, Somebody Needs to Go to Jail, and my new CD, Public Enemy #1. There they make a set with Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.